All right, that was your Redskins after the game, and everybody's really happy about this first game. And talk about what some of the keys were in that first game.
I think with them being able to run the ball was a key because of the fact the balance there. The defense, I think, got after them, but overall the Redskins went down there and just played ball. But the running game was key.
All right, and speaking of the running game, we have one of the main guys in the running game, Alfred Morris, on the line with us. Hey, Alfred.
How you doing, Mr. Marvin?
Oh, I'm doing great. And you see how mannerly this guy is. He calls me Mister. So, you know.
Exactly. We love it.
Alfred, you've really done a great job. And Donna and I want to ask you a few questions about the last game and also about your background. Let's talk a little bit about this game in New Orleans. We were just talking about the running game being really solid last game. And did you ever imagine being there as a starter when you were selected by the Redskins?
No, I didn't. I mean, in the back of your head, you always want to be a starter. I actually got my opportunity a lot sooner than I planned, in my head. But I'm thankful for it, and I definitely it wasn't given to me. I definitely earned it. I worked hard throughout camp. I've been working hard my whole life, to get to this point. So I'm just gonna continue to do, everything I can, and continue to enjoy the process.
Well, I noticed you the second day of camp. And, I mean, you made some great plays out there in practice. And I noticed Coach Shanahan came over to you and kind of patted you on the backside. And I knew he was happy with you. And after that practice, I asked him what he thought about you. And he was impressive, wasn't he? So I knew then that you were going to make the squad. Did you know at that point, I mean, early on, that you were going to make the squad?
No, that was always my confidence that I was going to make the squad, but you never know. It was always unsure, especially in this business, because NFL is a business. I just always kept telling myself, oh, no matter what, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna leave it all, leave it all on the field. So at the end of the day, whether I'm practice squad, whether I'm cut, or whether I make the team, I'll be able to sleep. I know I feel good about myself because I know I gave it my all.
Hey, Alfred, coming into the NFL, it's hard for anybody to come in and start right away when you've got a guy like Alou and Evan Royster and then Tim Hightower, who was on this team when you came in. What were some of the key things that you had to do in order to propel yourself to the starting lineup, and what did the coaches say to you throughout the training camp?
Just continue to work hard. That's what got me here, just doing the little things. And I always knew what I was capable of doing, and I knew the type of player I was. So I always said I was going to make the most of the opportunities, and I did just that. I got some early opportunities. Actually, in the Bills game, I actually got to play the whole second half, and I did some things that impressed the coaches, and I was able to keep it rolling. It's pretty much the same thing they was doing in camp. They just, my coach Bobby T stayed on me the whole time. About the little things, about doing this, doing that, and I listened to him. I didn't let him getting on me. I didn't take it in a bad way. It's when the coaches are saying something to you. That's when it's good, but when they say nothing to you, that's when you should start worrying. So he just kept saying to me about the little things. He kept saying, you can be a good player, but you got to believe in yourself. And that's one of the things Coach Bobby T would tell me. So, like I said, I'm definitely, just thankful for them not giving up on me, even though, I was kind of struggling a little bit early on, but I was able to do some things that really impressed them to allow me to, to stay on the team.
Who was the most instrumental as far as who helped you, when you first got here and even now at this point?
It was two guys. It was Tim Hightower and Darrell Young. Actually, they kind of took me under their wings. I mentioned this before, but I look up to them guys as like big brothers. Unfortunately, Tim is not here no more. So that was still a shock to me when I came in and found that out. But even now, Darrell is still helping me out. He still, he jokes with me. He just, picks on me even like I'm like his little brother. So them two both took me under their wings, and Darrell is still continue to just help me out with just anything I need help with on or off the field.
You got a big game coming up, the Rams. You'll be starting, and talk about that. How are you guys preparing for that game?
We're preparing pretty much just like any game, but it's kind of like it's a little It's a little challenging because they have a new defensive coordinator. We're not too sure exactly what they're going to be running, but we're prepared for any situation or any defense that they run. You know, we got a good idea of the type of defense they run, the type of scheme that they're running. So we're just preparing for whatever they throw at us. They definitely going to be a challenge. You're not going to be able to walk in and just take a win. You know, you're really going to have to fight for this when they have a good set of linebackers, a good set of DBs, and some good D linemen as well. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, but we're going to go out there, give it our all.
All right. And how you making out here in Washington? How do you like the area?
It's really nice. I mean, I'm adjusting to it. I pretty much adjusted for the most part. I guess I'm going to do some more adjusting once the winter rolls in because I'm not used to, freezing cold. I've been in Florida my whole life. So, but I'm adjusting. The only thing I really don't care for is the cost of living. It's a lot higher here than it is in Florida.
A little bit about your background, where you're from, where you grew up, where you went to school.
I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I was born and raised there. Coach Schnellenberger came and picked me up, and I did my college career down in Boca Raton, playing with Florida Atlantic Owls, and I had a pretty good career down there. I was thankful for the opportunity. I always wanted to play D1. It was like a dream of mine, and I was able to fulfill that. And I always wanted to play in the NFL, and now I'm fulfilling that. So born and raised Pensacola, me and my 6 brothers, no sisters. I was fortunate enough to have both my parents, growing up in my household. So that definitely was a blessing, and I don't take that for granted.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we thank you for joining us. And Alfred, you got to come back and join us again.
Okay, sounds good.
We got a lot more questions to ask you throughout the season.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, and thanks for your time.
Not a problem. Have a good one.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right, and we've got another great rookie. Of course, the rookie of the year, maybe, coming up.
Exactly.
And that's Robert Griffin III. And Griffin has been named as the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And that's a first for a Redskins since Clinton Portis did it in the Week 5 of 2008.